From the Midwest to the world, the Superkick Network, your home for professional wrestling. I am JV Vernola. We have some great action on tap for you this episode, but I am hearing that the ring is being taken over by Joseph Schwartz. We're going to go there right now. Did they just say anything? They held the show up? Oh my goodness.
And that is to dominate everywhere we go. We are here to take over your territories of the Corn Cob Hillbilly Wrestling League. We are here for your cash. We are here for your prizes. We are here for your championships. And the word by the water cooler is that the women's championship is vacant.
That is true. And that match coming up in a future episode.
You are an inspirational woman because you've inspired me to see the following. Louis Linden, you karate kid wannabe, ninja chicken with your husband's kung fu, you're walking around on borrowed time with my championship belt. I represent the best in wrestling, and it's far, far too for me to tell you people, you need a freaking role model. You need someone you can look up to. Look up here, lady. Ma'am? Oh, that's just her googly eyes. Sorry. So, God, those are ugly eyes. You're an ugly woman. You know that? You're a very ugly woman.
I haven't seen the lady he's talking about, but he is not one to talk.
I want to tap your ass out, and I want to send you back to his dojo.
And it did not take long for that open challenge to be answered. You can hear the music, you can see the young man right there. Chris Gordon making his way to the ring. Couple words for Thunder Kitty and Randy West from Chris Gordon before jumping into the ring. That just seems like poking a bear or a lion, whether it's in its cage or not. Not a good idea. And you can see the look of determination spelled across the face of Joseph Schwartz. This match is a non-title matchup. Schwartz saying he just wants to make his opponent tap out. He did not care what champion answered the call, just that a champion answered the call. Chris Gordon answering it almost instantaneously. Has to be giving up the better part of 80 pounds, perhaps even 100 pounds to Schwartz here is the young champion. Schwartz already doing what he can to get in the head of his younger, less experienced opponent. There you could see the go behind and the forearm right to the back. Suckered him in, thought he was going for a collar and elbow tie-up. Psychedelic shooter showing he can also strike. Collar and elbow tie-up right into a single leg takedown. The psychedelic shooter again living up to his name, already trying to wrench that knee. Chris Gordon not having it though, kicking him off. Schwartz telling Gordon he cannot get into his head. Right into a headlock, takes him down. As you can see, Randy West and Thunder Kitty ringside supporting Schwartz. Both men back to their feet. Gordon doing what he can to get out of this wrist control being utilized by Joseph Schwartz. Able to reverse it into a wrist lock of his own. You could see it wrenched in. Schwartz doing what he can to get out of the hold into a hammerlock before he can reverse it. And a headlock now from Gordon. Gordon doing what he can to transfer one hold to another, and again back to the wrist control. And waist lock now. And that is not an advantageous position for Chris Gordon. As I said earlier, giving up 80 pounds and all kinds of height, and a big back elbow there from Joseph Schwartz. And able to move away out at the last second was Gordon, and again moves out of the way like a bullfighter avoiding a bull. A shoulder tackle of his own. Schwartz feeling the effect of that, and a big double drop kick. Cover. Not even the 2 count. Going to take a bit more than that to keep the man down. Big suplex there. And again, Schwartz admonishing the fans here in Indiana. And stomping right on the temple and orbital of his opponent right there. Referee warning him. Tossed to the outside by Schwartz was Gordon. Referee keeping Schwartz from going ringside, but giving Randy West the opportunity to lay the boots to Chris Gordon. Even taking the shoe off and beating Gordon with it is West. Throwing him back in, serving him up for Joseph Schwartz. The referee none the wiser right now, and that is something you have to keep in mind when there's one person ringside, let alone two. Wrenches that submission hold in. You can hear Gordon screaming in pain. In the center of the ring, there is no rope for him to reach, and he's driving that elbow and forearm into the spine. Just adding the points of contact and pain and pressure to that submission. You can see how far Gordon is from the ring there. The fish hook, that is completely illegal. Referee warning Schwartz. Schwartz breaking before the count of 5, and another fish hook there. Again, the referee warning Schwartz, and Schwartz telling the referee off. Referee having none of it once again, though. Gordon fighting back to his feet with a series of forearms, but an eye gouge spells the end of that. And a big snap suplex. If it wasn't over before, that uprising was definitely over now, and I don't know what that was, but Joseph Schwartz is definitely psyched about that suplex into the jackknife cover. Or modification of it anyway. Some of the histrionics of this man are questionable, to say the least. And Gordon able to get the rope there. And again, the referee breaking the hold. Or forcing Schwartz to break the hold, I should say. Has him in the corner now. A big knife edge chop there, and Schwartz is giving Chris Gordon absolutely no quarter. Neither is Randy West and Thunder Kitty for that matter. Anytime he has gone outside, it has basically been no man's land. It's almost like a one-sided lumberjack match, or maybe even a handicap match for Chris Gordon right now, and Schwartz is making the young man pay. Gordon able to avoid disaster there. Could have victory here too. Almost a 3 count right there. Was almost able to pull victory out of the jaws of defeat there. Schwartz has him up. Gordon able to get out of it. Not able to avoid that forearm though. And again, Schwartz said it in the beginning. He is not going for a pinfall here. He wants to make his opponent tap. He wants to send a message. And a number of submission holds throughout the match from Joseph Schwartz. You can hear Chris Gordon screaming in pain. That has been a recurring theme throughout the match. Schwartz has just been out wrestling the young man. Of course, the last time we saw Chris Gordon, he was victorious, but only after Mitchell Taylor attacked Tony Thunder while the referee was not looking. Not to mention Tony Thunder throwing up in the middle of that match at some point. Being picked up by his ear now by Schwartz. Schwartz giving this man absolutely no quarter. Any way he can administer pain, he is doing so. Gordon able to avoid the ripcord clothesline. Has Schwartz down. That is one of the first instances of offense this young man has shown in several minutes. Referee up to 3 in his double count out. You can see both men starting to stir. The fans here getting behind Gordon. Randy West and Thunder Kitty getting behind Joseph Schwartz. Gordon able to avoid the big haymakers. Answers with 2, 3, 4, 5. A series of left forearms. But one knee to the midsection is all Schwartz needed. But again, Gordon one step ahead. The knee lift into a code breaker. Has the cover right here. This could be the victory. 2, almost to 3. You could see how close it was before Schwartz kicked out. And Chris Gordon, you can see the disappointment he is feeling with his reaction right there. Climbing up to the top rope, though. Living very dangerously with Schwartz's 2 cohorts ringside. And Schwartz showing he doesn't need any help. A big slap to the face and then a closed fist. Gordon doing what he can to fight back. A series of headbutts. It looks like it had more effect on Gordon than it did Schwartz. These 2 men hanging on the ropes now, quite precariously. Schwartz now with the advantage where Gordon once had it. Gordon fighting back again with another headbutt. Finally sends Schwartz crashing down. Off the top rope with a big splash. Here's a cover. 1, 2, almost 3. Schwartz was once again able to kick out. West and Thunder Kitty reaching desperately, trying to do something to break that count up, but Schwartz able to kick out on his own. Randy West and Thunder Kitty have not passed up many opportunities to get involved in this match. When they have seen the opening, they have taken it. Chris Gordon able to avoid the disaster once again there. Cannot avoid the super kick, though. A vicious Death Valley driver right into the turnbuckles. Here's a cover. 1, 2, almost to 3. Joseph Schwartz not even concerned with making Gordon tap out at this point. He's going for the cover. He just wants to get out of here with the victory. Slamming Gordon's head into the turnbuckle cover. Another open hand slap there, and you can just hear it echo throughout here. And again, no one home for the shoulder tackle. Gordon again able to avoid disaster, using the speed and agility advantage he has throughout the match. Has not been able to capitalize on it much, though. Up and over with the big DDT. He could have the victory here. Hooks the leg. 2, almost 3. West and Thunder Kitty again shouting words of encouragement, maybe some instructions to Schwartz. A big forearm there. A series of forearms now from Chris Gordon. Referee finally getting them out of the corner. You can see Schwartz just shaking his head there. Another roll. Schwartz again able to roll out of it, though. He was able to get him with that earlier. Cannot fool Schwartz twice, though. Has him in the figure 4. Saying no, and no, he taps right there. Refusing to break the hold again, trying to send a message here, really wrenching in that figure 4. You can see Gordon tapping, and finally Schwartz breaks the hold. And there you can see the victorious triumvirate. Chris Gordon feeling the effects of that submission, grabbing his knee, and what is he doing out here? just said he couldn't win without Taylor. And to think about that. We will be back in just a moment. Incredible action there in our opener. You have to wonder what the future holds between Chris Gordon and Mitchell Taylor. But now it is time for our main event tag team action. We have the mysterious Movado and Ken Cash taking on Nick Moss and Tanner Nixon. I'm with you ringside. Let's head there.
Contest is scheduled for one fall. It is a special tag team attraction. Introducing first.
Obviously, that music is not for our referee. It is for this man, the mysterious Movado. And I gotta be honest, the only mysterious Movado I had in my life before this was the Movado that disappeared when I was at one of Tony Thunder's parties. Still want that back, Thunder. Nice watch. But I digress. The mysterious Movado is here for some tag team wrestling, our main event of this installment. And the socially distant crowd here squarely behind Movado, and there you can see some of the agility the man possesses right there. Referee making sure Movado is ready to go while this man is getting ready to make his entrance. And there you see him, Ken Cash. And again, the fans here squarely behind Movado and Ken Cash. Matching gear. And there are their opponents for this installment. Nixon on the left, Moss on the right. And utter disrespect for everyone here in the venue. Even utter disrespect for the ring announcer. Men were able to enter anywhere, but they made a point to enter by the ring announcer and tell the man to get out of their way. That is the kind of clout these two men feel they have. Looks like top tier's only fan is Nick Moss. Pleasantries being traded back and forth between the two teams, maybe even unpleasantries. Ken Cash wins the game of rock, paper, scissors to determine who is the first in the ring for this match for his team. Looks like it will be Moss starting things off. Underway here. Moss just toying with Cash at this point. Suckers him in for the collar and elbow tie-up, but hits him with a knee to the ribs instead. A clubbing forearm to the back of Cash. Irish whip reversed by Cash using that lankiness and that reach. Hits him with a forearm. Takes him down, and then a series of blows. Able to avoid Nixon there. And then almost sea-walked on him. The quick tag made it to Nixon. And again, Cash just with a series of offense ready to answer anything Tanner Nixon might bring to the match. Top tier, not looking top tier right now. Quick tags for both teams thus far, but it has only been one team with the offense thus far, and that has been Cash and Movado. Movado is just body slamming everyone right now. There goes Moss. That's 3 body slams in a row. He's got a hold of the ref now. Cash telling him, no, we don't want to get disqualified. Movado finally has a bit of situational awareness here. Realizing he almost slammed the referee. Knowing that they are in advantage, though. Cash and Movado still both in the ring. Stereo drop kicks to their opponents. Referee doing what he can to gain some sense of control here. And my goodness, the tandem attacks from Cash and Movado right now. Coming in quick and heavy. Finally gets Cash out of the ring. A 2 count only. And a tag once again. Cash in with a closed fist right to the ribs. You can see the referee with the warning there. Able to avoid the haymaker is Cash. Has him up in the fireman's carry. But a fish hook from Tanner Nixon ends that quickly. And Savate kick only just brushed him. That one caught him though. That first Savate kick just made Cash a little woozy, but it gave Nixon the opening to hit him clean with that second one. And a double suplex right there. Here's the cover. 1, 2. Almost a 3. Cash able to kick out. And Moss warning Movado, almost playing Movado like a fiddle right there. You can see the referee warning Movado, and Moss taking the tape off his wrist and choking Cash out with it. The referee has to turn around at some point, and there you see he finally turned around, but Moss quickly removing the tape. Movado trying to beg his case. The referee did not see it though. He cannot do anything about it. Cash fighting back with a series of rights to the ribs though and the torso. A forearm to the back, though, right into a fisherman suplex. And that ends any semblance of a comeback for Ken Cash. But Ken Cash able to kick out at 2. Nixon tagged in. It has been Moss and Nixon for at least the last 3 to 4 minutes. Standing shooting star there, almost a 3. Ken Cash able to kick out of that one at the last possible moment. Tanner Nixon trying to pick his opponent back up. Cash having none of it. A series of strikes to the torso. Nixon answers with another one across the back of the neck. giving him the opening he needs to try to attempt this suplex again. Has him up this time, and a snap vertical suplex. Cover. 2. Oh my goodness. Just sucker punched him right there. Movado on the outside now. Possibly on Dream Street. Moss tagged back in. Shades of demolition there. They have him, the leg hook to Cash, able to kick out somehow. I think everyone here in the building thought that match may have been over, except for Cash. And that is all that matters at that point. Cash was able to kick out a series of right hands there from Cash. One for Nixon as well, making sure Nixon doesn't think about getting involved in this match right now. But it gave Moss the opening to hit him with that pump handle. Pump handle DDT almost, it looked like. Movado distracting the referee, though, trying to break up and give Cash the opening he needs to get out of the pinning combination. Moss is incensed right now. Incensed, excuse me. Double Irish whip off the ropes, avoids the clothesline, avoids the back elbows. Code breaker for Moss. Nixon looks like he's setting up no one home for the standing shooting star that time. Thought he may have caught Cash slipping, but Cash moved out of the way at the last moment. And again able to avoid disaster there, and Moss and Nixon hitting each other with the clotheslines. Movado tagged in. Movado is definitely the fresh man here. Series of rights and lefts for his opponents. Moss sent to the outside, kick to midsection into a knee lift from Movado, and a big bicycle kick. Cover. And Moss able to break it up after 2. Referee warning Moss to get out of the ring. The double team continues. Referee once again trying to warn these men to get out of the ring. The legal men, Movado and Nixon. Movado has him up. Big Michinoku driver. Moss is shocked. Movado into the ripcord DDT. Bounces Moss back onto his feet. Knocked out. 2, 3. And there are your winners. It was an incredibly hard-fought match between these two teams. Movado and Cash, however, rode a hot streak to the end for the victory. For everyone here at the Superkick Network, we will see you next week.